LTU Sports Report is brought to you by the City of Southfield, the center of it all, and Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.
Thank you for tuning in to the LTU Sports Report. Today we will recap what went on during spring break athletic competition. From baseball to men's and women's lacrosse, plus we'll have another get-to-know student-athlete segment later on. Let's start the show off right now.
The Blue Devils baseball team traveled down to the Sunshine State of Florida to face the #1 ranked Southeastern University. Blue Devils looking to snap Southeastern's 24-game winning streak. Game started with a scoreless first before Southeastern got on the board, but the junior from Bloomfield, Michigan, Max Mooring, would score the first and only run for the Blue Devils in the game that would tie the score in the top of the third. However, Southeastern, with 4 runs in the bottom of the third, blowing the game open, too much for the Blue Devils to overcome as they would drop this one 6-1, your final score.
Facing the #1 teams must be a theme for the Blue Devils as the Lawrence Tech men's lacrosse team hits the road to face the #1 ranked Eagles of Reinhardt University. The Blue Devils started their season with an impressive 16-3 score over William Penn. The first half was a struggle for the Blue Devils as the Romeo, Michigan native Wyatt Nedbull scored the only goal in the first half. But LTU could not slow down the offense of Reinhardt as the Blue Devils would find themselves down 11-1 at the break. Although the Blue Devils would go on to score 4 more goals in the second half, that was not nearly enough to overcome the deficit, and the Blue Devils would fall to Reinhardt 14-5, your final.
My name is Elena Morris. I'm in interior architecture and I'm on the dance team. My favorite superhero is Spider-Man because his movies are really good. My favorite vacation spot is Arizona because it's nice and warm and there's water, but also there's mountains. If I could join any girl group, I would join the Cheetah Girls because I grew up watching them. My favorite food is pizza because you can put different toppings on it and it'd be totally different. My favorite artist is Ed Sheeran because I like most all of his songs.
Stay tuned for more LTU Sports Report.
Asiago, butter. Honey, look at this. 40,000 flavor combinations, and I've had almost every one. Asiago, butter, cheese, Cajun. The flavored crust combinations are endless. It's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
To get more pizza? Yeah.
No, to call your mother. Wow.
Don't go. I need that equation.
Now get a meal deal to fit any budget at the home of flavored crust.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Welcome back to the LTU Sports Report. Let's continue our spring sports coverage of LTU athletics. The Lawrence Tech men's lacrosse team continues their spring break trip as they face the St. Andrews Knights. The Blue Devils are looking to bounce back after a blowout loss to Reinhardt. Can they refocus and get the win? Refocus. They were, as the Blue Devils came out on fire, scoring 6 first-quarter goals and shutting out the Knights. Sophomore Damian Hudson, all the way from Okemos, scored the first goal of the game, setting the tone for the Blue Devils. Lawrence Tech would score 5 more goals in the second and take an 11-1 lead into the break. The Blue Devils doubled their earnings in the second half on their way to a dominant 22-2 win.
The Lawrence Tech women's lacrosse team traveled down south for a slate of games, won against the Eagles of Reinhardt. Could the 5th-ranked Blue Devils get the W? The first half saw LTU down early, but ended the half with a scoring blitz more than doubling the score on their opponents. LTU took a commanding 13-6 lead into the break. Second half, no difference. LTU continuing to dominate, notching 6 more goals on the night. From start to finish, the Blue Devils, a complete team game, 8 different Blue Devils on the board, led by the senior Anna Gagnon, who scored 6 on 6 shots. In the net, the junior goalie Dory Coggin getting it done, 11 saves. Lawrence Tech routs Reinhardt, 22-8 the final.
The Lawrence Tech men's lacrosse team took on number 2 ranked Kaiser Seahawks. Then Lawrence Tech is looking to cap this road trip with a win. Will they get the job done? Let's find out. Kaiser would open the game scoring the first 3 goals in just 12 minutes. Just when things started to get out of hand, the Heartland, Michigan native Edlin Couture scored 1 of 2 goals in the final 30 seconds of the first quarter. The Blue Devils would carry that momentum as they would score 4 goals in 6 minutes to round out the first half. The score would be 6-4 at the break. And the second half was a back-and-forth battle. 1 goal after another, but a lapse in defense coverage allows the Blue Devils to score 2 quick goals late in the fourth to seal the win. Lawrence Tech would go on to win this one 10-9, your final score. That's all the time we have for you on the LTU Sports Report. Tune into our next episode on Friday as we continue to recap the spring sports season. Be safe and have a happy Tuesday, everybody.